concern over disinformation is spiking and the role that artificial intelligence is playing in all the chaos. And a tale of two groundhogs. What this year's height-size prognosticators have to say about the rest of winter.
We will have an early spring.
CTV National News with Heather Butts, reporting tonight. Todd Vanderhagen.
We are so close to recovering the Sentinel artifact. It should be somewhere in that excavation site. Remember, the artifact is our only hope of bringing Nexus back from the dark ether.
Why are there angry corpses everywhere we go? There's a curse here. It's on me.
But if we wanted to play the game, I don't mind. We'll play the game while they watch it. Tomorrow morning.
That comes as a defiant Trudeau government is refusing to bow down, along with Canadian premiers and Canadians.
That's right, lads. Put your backs into it.
$30 billion worth of capital terrorists as of this Tuesday, being 125 million further terrorists to follow 5 days later. Dozens of American imports will be targeted. Goods like beer, orange juice, alcohol, home appliances, cosmetics. Those would all become more expensive. We have extensive coverage tonight on this crisis, starting to see gently ocean in Washington, D.C.
Paris market era in North America during the historic economic partnership.
Keep doing that. Better play something useful.
President Donald Trump took to social media, using their neighbors to the north should become a cherished 51st state and avoid tariffs. Republicans insist Canada must crack down on fentanyl crossing the border if it wants the left lifted. Continuing school right now.
But it's growing. It's growing, and they have a porous border, and they don't seem very concerned at all. And by the way, I heard the clip earlier, Justin Trudeau sort of lecturing Americans. My advice to him is he probably ought to talk to the Canadian people who are about ready to throw him out of office because he's been a total disaster.
The US and Canada have traded shots or trade across the border over decades. But some analysts question the aim of these tariffs. They threatened to bring bonds force the mid-1930s.
There ain't any better ideas. I got my ears on.
I think it's very rationale for the tariff on Mexico and Canada. These are
Yes, I still got it.
in some sense, they're close to allies.
Mexico has tried to retaliate. China, facing a 10% tariff, has been more cautious. For now, it says it will challenge the tariffs at the World Trade Organization. Other countries, too, are now racing to see who might be next on the tariff.
We don't know whether this is a limited action, just open.
I've been telling you guys for a very long time that Japan is showing the world how to pull out of a deflationary spiral. You can all see that central banks do not inflate inflation or price going down. So stock market implosion, real estate implosion, etc. So then replacing that, interest rates do that, right? When inflation is too high,
Down here!
central banks do. They raise
I don't want to be corpse shit.
interest rates to discourage borrowing and spending. When deflation is running hot, what do? They drop interest rates, they lower them to inspire that inflation of that borrowing and spending. But what happens when it doesn't work? Japan's been at this since the early 90s when their big debt bubble burst. Let's talk about that today. Because you might recall that back in August, there was a major rout in the global markets because the yen carry trade was unraveling as their central bank raised rates 0.25%. Now, the yen carry trade, or any carry trade, doesn't matter what currency it's in. You borrow in the weaker currency, and then you take that money and you buy something in a stronger market with a stronger currency. When central banks raise rates, then in theory anyway, that attracts more buyers of their currency, and that's what supports the currency. And vice versa. When they lower rates, that
This
weakens the
site is
currency.
considered
So let's go
cursed.
back and just
Reports of
start
paranormal phenomena go back centuries. That is due to the presence of the sentinel artifact. Proceed.
And then they had to walk
Why are there angry corpses everywhere we go? There's a curse
the
here.
mark.
It's on me.
There's fluctuations matter. The currency has long provided a cheap source of funding for global investment.
That's right, lads. Put your
Both
backs into
central
it.
banks raised
Our
their
war
borrowing
lies beyond
costs,
these so-called
raised interest
doors
rates.
nowhere.
The Bank of Japan was unable to do that, so their yen,
As
their
sure as my
currency,
name's
very
Archibald Thornton
so
Smile,
currencies,
a
and we
shiny
talked
head
about
is
this
a
before,
rocket
is
lighter who
to
flies that
central
ball
bank
fast.
some lower.
That transmission
What
emanated from
that
the
does
obscure Saltilium.
makes that
Privately, the areas somehow channeled an echo from the
Well, whoever that was, he sounds like a
liquid
real buddy fucker.
and that
You weren't
that
using your brain anyway.
volatility and a lot more risk. And this is right now primarily, I mean, okay, it's risk on, it's risk off, but that is creating a whole lot more volatility. And let me show you what that looks like a little bit more. Why did the yen weaken? Because, and this is a gap in the US dollar to the
And
Japanese
here's
yen.
me without my
On
umbrella.
the campaign trail, President Trump threatened the highest level of tariffs since a smooth hold of tariffs for business guidance. But the news of 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico last Friday is unprecedented. First place, tariffs on China applied to $370 billion worth of goods.
And dark.
This new round
There
of
ain't any
tariffs
better ideas.
must be
I
targeted
got
at
my ears
$90
on.
billion and imports from Canada and Mexico, two of America's closest and biggest trading partners. And it sounds like this might just be the start of tariffs on Europe and China soon. Now, Mr. Trump is correct to say that in trade disputes, America has more leverage. Exports to the US are worth 20% of Canadian GDP and 30% of Mexican GDP. By contrast, America's exports to Canada and Mexico are worth just 3%. The Economist warns these tariffs could shrink the Canadian and Mexican economy by 1 to 2% in the next 2 years. Well, faced with this threat, Canada has responded with unusual measures. Just $1.5 billion of counter tariffs on US goods, and access to reserve. Mexico has offered a similar retaliation. The concern is as tariffs and retaliation become more, the trade war will start to escalate even more. Nobody wants to want to back down.
Do your worst.
Now, one
I'm
reliable
ready to
factor
train
in
to
this
fire
trade
pretty
war
much anything.
will lead to higher prices for consumers. Tariffs are effectively a regressive, distortionary tax on the consumer goods imported from abroad. By targeting Mexico, China, and Canada, that's 50% of US consumer imports, and it means that these goods are more expensive. At 25% tariffs, effectively 25% sales tax. Even though imports are 11%.
I never liked
Roughly
spiders.
25%
This shit
tariffs
is on another
would
level.
raise the cost of living by 3%. For an average household of $85,000, that would be $2,500 price. Now, at the moment, we don't have tariff. It does give an idea of what we're becoming in this world. For the Americans, seeing in high prices, avocados, tomatoes, but also high prices of cars and crude oil, despite being a net export of oil.
meat firearm.
No, because it's the way I have a literal master's degree and I'm on my way to interview for a
Roll
survey
dice,
position.
shot in the dark.
Unemployment is rising.
More like a pain in the ass.
It's more difficult to find a job, more than ever. Not just for young people, but also
Looks
for
like someone wants me to blow these stinking corpses back to hell.
job market right now. It really has to be emphasized how bad this job market is. I was over 2 months I lost my job about a year and a half ago. I said, that's it. Put myself now on and just give YouTube my eBay store, everything that I have. Just give it all because I look if I can work. It's something that basically treats me with positive feelings, maybe not just
Here
like
we go.
that. And
You're
just
gonna give me a
learning how-
gun or a swift
Anyways,
kick
it's
in the
always good
balls?
to skill that you can use to bring to your employer, but also skill for yourself. Because if you're someone who's not
Sending Molotov.
find the work partner for yourself, without this, not everyone can do it. Take it. I want to find a job in exactly that is that unemployment has the highest unemployment rate. Unemployment is good. This first video is a CTV news article reaction. Let's take a look.
Why do they keep reporting this shit?
If you were full of booze, you'd be more helpful.
We don't already know. This news story has been headlining for quite some time now. If you live in Chicago, a fucking part of this story. I used to think that because this was such a big news story, that would be steps to help combat the fact that a lot of people don't have jobs. Let me just review this story with different statistical information about how many more people no longer have jobs. And most people in Toronto who have jobs are still fucking jobs. They're not making enough. Even though they're living with a partner
I bet you get off
and
on
come
this,
from
you
a
sadistic wood prick.
household, they still are not comfortably being able to cover rent and food and bills and other expenses.
Share this
Getting
with.
started on people who have kids and pets for that matter. At the end of the day, this problem stems from the fact that there is a lot of accommodations, and then people are asked on EIUs.
I do not have lazy through the ringers of going off to find a job and see
And these
that
little
actually
fuckers are just the
it's
appetizers.
pretty brutal.
Well,
That
that's off the list of most traumatizing shit I've seen today. Not right for the show.
With different, slightly varying native points. Yes, we all know
Killing shouldn't
how
be
bad
this
it
easy.
is.
I'm not complaining.
Hey guys, so I might be getting laid off here, and I to get laid off. Hello.
The fickle finger of fate, and usually a middle finger. I've gone from fuck this shit to cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
I'd given my left nut for gear like this when I
I
had a price in
would
my head.
love having a baby. That's my daily feedback.
That's what you get when
So
you bring
yeah,
a
that was my
mom to
video
a
of getting laid off. It maybe thinking about what I should be doing in this video because I want to think usually there's a question about why
Going
and really
batshit
how did
in
you
prison
not see
didn't
this
affect my
coming.
aim.
I got assigned a new project, so I have it coming at all. We did have some gaps, if you know what I'm saying. But whatsoever, I think all companies should openly discuss their financials with their employees. If you're looking for someone who's a data engineer or an implementation engineer or consultant, I'm your girl. I work on a lot of workforce management software, so that I have implementation experience
Somewhere
in
the
oil and
gods
gas
of
as
rock
well.
are laughing their asses
So,
off.
yeah, just reach out.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if employers kind of were a little more transparent about their capital and how much cash they have on hand. But unfortunately, that's information that they don't really have to share with their employees, which would suck. Because if
If you threaten me with a good time, you damn well better deliver.
We protect you. But rebellious. That is what keepers rock. And thank you, which is absolutely British Columbia, drug addiction and homelessness that we have up here in this part of America. And I was just walking past a guy who was carrying a suitcase of a sleeping bag on his attached to this one piece of luggage. And as he walked by me, he said, I don't know why people look at me and think that this life is easy and that I have it so easy and that I don't want to work on myself. This is the most difficult thing I've ever had to do in my life. Being homeless is one of the hardest things I have put myself through. It's not really a conversation you think you'd be hearing down here on these people. But that's because we don't listen. We judge. We show up with looking at people for the labels that society places on them when everyone has a story. And everyone's story is valid if we're willing to listen and understand them for more than the label that we show up with. So I'm grateful for that individual for sharing that piece of information with me, even though I wasn't the one he was having the conversation with, so I could share it with you. Let's show up for each other. You know, this is what the world needs right now. Less judgment, more understanding.
Yeah, and a lot of people get there from, like, it's a series of unfortunate events, you know? Not the film, just the real series of unfortunate events. Because if you lose your job, you have a mental breakdown, something happens to you, or you're struggling...
Welcome to the Pentagon, sir. I've been ordered to show you around. This way, please. This is the drone program. In there, you can kill anyone on Earth remotely. Here's the keys. Bang. In here is satellite surveillance where you can monitor anyone's conversation live. That'll come in handy. Extreme interrogation room in case you ever find interrogation necessary. Oh, hell yeah, it's necessary. Let's do it. And here, of course, is the famous football, where you can order a nuclear attack in 4 minutes. I'll play some football. And finally, in here is the diplomatic strategy negotiating room. Welcome to the Pentagon, sir. I've been ordered to show you around. This way. This is the drone program. In there, you can kill anyone on Earth remotely. Here's the chief. Bang. In here is satellite surveillance where you can monitor anyone's conversation.
Alpha, search the area. We've got 3 Janus Science personnel missing. Their knowledge is critical to mission success, and we take care of our own.
Try and undead yourself from that, you shit fucker. Don't tease me, Box. Just cough it up.
Keep pushing. We need to find out what caused all this, even if it turns out it was us.
Live. Well, that'll come in handy. Extreme interrogation room in case you ever find interrogation necessary. Oh, hell yeah, it's necessary. Let's do it.
Wow. I
And
felt
here,
like
of course,
this when I
the
earned my
famous
jump
football,
rings.
where you can order a nuclear attack in 4 minutes. I'll play some football. And finally, in here is the diplomatic strategy and negotiating.
Well, geez, this doesn't look very fun.
Welcome to the Pentagon, sir. I've been ordered to show you around. This way, please. This is the drone program. In there, you can kill anyone on Earth remotely. Here's the keys. Bang. In here is satellite surveillance, where you can monitor anyone's conversation live. Oh, that'll come in handy. Extreme interrogation room, in case you ever find interrogation necessary. Oh, hell yeah, it's necessary. Let's do it. And here, of course, is the famous football, where you can order a nuclear attack in 4 minutes. I'll play some football. And finally, in here is the diplomatic strategy and negotiating room.
No, because it's the way I have a litter.
Hello, America. I'm Mark Levine, and this is Life, Liberty, and Levine Sunday. Thanks for being here. We have two great guests, Kristi Noem, that's right, Secretary of DHS, and our buddy Charles Payne. We'll discuss the economy and the government. But before we do that, I continue to think about the horrendous tragedy that happened over the Potomac at Reagan National Airport. And at the same time, really, in the same news cycle, Donald Trump sought to freeze for 60 days spending. Not spending on Social Security or Medicare or anything like that, but spending on left-wing causes, woke causes. He wants to know about these non-governmental organizations. They're receiving hundreds of millions, if not billions and billions of dollars. And Washington went nuts. And the most radical federal judge appointed by Biden, who sits in the district court in Washington, D.C., she said, I'm going to put a temporary restraining order on that. So she effectively froze Donald Trump's freeze. And so that's been adjusted somewhat without getting into the weeds, but it got me to thinking. I think you and I need to take a step back and see what's going on in this country, what's being done to us. How is it possible
This is
that
Chief of
the
Security
tower
Blanchard. Our U.S. side for sore eyes.
turns out to be the busiest
I've been
airport
holed up in the mansion
probably
since
one of the smallest
yesterday trying to...
staff?
Now that
How
you're
is that
here,
possible with all
let's
the
lock
money
down
we're
that AO.
spending? And the
I'll
answer
track
is
body
not.
cams and coordinate.
We're spending so much money on the government service. It is so massive, so involved in everything. That it's simply right. It's impossible to control it. What is the relatively innocuous federal government operating from the atomic information and specific grants and powers, as I explained in Liberty? It's become an ever-present, unaccountable force. It's the nation's largest creditor, debtor, lender, employer, consumer, contractor, grantor, property owner, tenant, insurer, healthcare provider, and pension guarantor. And I'm sure there's much more. And with aggrandized police powers, what it does not control directly, it bans or mandates by regulation. That's the problem. Here's the Constitution. The national government's supposed to be limited. Governmental powers not mentioned in the states. And beyond that, you, the American people, you have your freedom. The private sector has its freedom. The Ninth Amendment is defended. In our government document of the Declaration of Independence, the 10th Amendment is federalism. Does it even matter anymore? What kind of republic is this? Is it a republic? Is it a federal republic? I should say not. The action's in Washington, not in the states. Okay. Is it a representative republic? I should say not. The vast majority of laws that we have to live under aren't passed by Congress. They're issued by fiat, by the massive bureaucracy. Well, what's left? Are we a constitutional republic? I don't know. You read the Constitution lately? Is this a limited government with limited powers? Doesn't seem like it. So what kind of a government is it? It's a government that's transitional into a tyrannical, centralized police state, which Donald Trump is trying to wrestle to the ground. We have a federal workforce of 3 million civilians, minus the post office, it's 2.4 million. That's big. State or local governments, together they have nearly 20 million people, including teachers. About 10 million people work for the federal government as federal contractors on top of employees. 7 million if you exclude military and post office contractors. There are almost 3,000 counties in America. We don't have the foggiest idea how many contractors work for them and how many employees are involved in that. This is massive. For the first 7 months of fiscal year 2024, which began last October, net interest payments totaled $514 billion. That's interest on the debt, outpacing defense spending by $20 billion for the first time in American history. And budget analysts think that trend's going to continue, making 2024 the first year ever the United States will spend more on interest payments than on national security. The go-broke date for Social Security trust funds is 2035, according to the trustees of the Social Security Medicare program. 2035, that's not that far away. My calculation, not that I'm a mathematician, that's 10 years from now. Medicare's hospital insurance trust fund is projected to run out in 2036. Why? Because they took money out of these trust funds to spend on general operating expenses. And they keep adding benefits to these programs, and they keep adding people, like illegal aliens, to these programs. They're going broke. And what are they doing about it? Not a damn thing. Do they even care? No, they don't care. Now let's talk about these regulations, as I wrote about in Rediscovering Americanism. The Congressional Research Service recently reported that according to the Office of the Federal Registrar, and this is from 2017, this is 8 years ago, the number of final rules published each year on the executive branch by the bureaucracy is generally in the range of 2,500 to 4,500 rules. Those rules are in the queue. You know what they are? Of course not. You know who promulgated them? Of course not. Have the foggiest idea. Well, that's not representative government. It's the Competitive Enterprise Institute determined that by December 30, 2016. That's 9 years ago. In a record-setting Federal Registrar of 97,102 pages, every year the government issues a Federal Registrar with the regulation. That year, there were almost 100,000 pages. Agencies had issued 3,853 rules and regulations, 43 more than the year before, and 18 times the number of laws Congress passed during the same year. The vast majority of laws are passed by faceless, nameless people. Did you lobby them? You don't even know who they are. Most of them don't even go to the office to work. What are you supposed to do? Knock on the door and go to their home and say, hey, can I talk to you about that regulation? It's so completely out of control. But it's worse. The National Taxpayer Union Foundation, as Congress considers the debt ceiling deal, they wrote this 2 years ago, lawmakers should be mindful of a GAO, Government Accountability Office report that Congress titled The Nation's Fiscal Health, published earlier this month. Again, this is a couple of years ago. The report begins with a stark warning about the federal debt. One, the federal government faces an unsustainable long-term fiscal future. Wow, Democrats are very concerned about it. Have you noticed? Again, that 60-day freeze, which basically froze all this money going into these leftist organizations for wealth programs, they almost had a heart attack. There was. There was Schumer dominating again. I can't believe what's going on here. They want to cut Social Security and Medicare. No, they don't. They didn't say anything about it. The annual fiscal health report examines the future fiscal path of the federal government by running a 75-year simulation, extrapolating current policies for revenue and program spending into the future. Is this boring to you, Tom? I hope not. Because this is about you and what you can live in a free, prosperous society.
Combat is uncertainty.
You might.
But here I am again.
You will not. Unless we start tapping the brakes and slamming the brakes. GAO's model is based on a 10-year and 30-year economic and fiscal projection by the Congressional Budget Office, 75-year projections by the Board of Trustees for Social Security and Medicare, and the 75-year fiscal projections developed by the Office of Management and Budget. You got CBO, you got the GAO, you got the OMB, you got all the big alphabet soups that matter. What did they say? The debt was about 97% of the GDP at the end of fiscal year 22. What does that mean? GDP is all private economy good. Reduces products and services. 97% of that equals our annual debt. So we're
It might
barely
shock you to
producing
know
enough.
I have stuff going on the government involved dealing with your petty bullshit.
That's 2022. According to GAO's simulation, is on track to reach a historical high of 106% in 2029 and 212% by 2050. Without any change, GAO estimates that the debt will reach 625% of GDP in 2096. When your grandchildren
Cough up the goods.
are the age of about 50 or 60, the economy won't exist.
Oh yeah, jackpot.
It's
I'm gonna put
completely
this thing
dead.
to work.
That is the bird we're placing. And honestly, while the Republican Party has participated in this, they're the only party that's trying to fix it. Oh, we'll raise taxes. That won't even come close to fixing this. Not even close. If nothing's done to reduce the future deficits, the debt burden will become unbearable, they write, triggering a vicious circle of growing deficits and higher costs to finance the debt. We're being warned right now. The pots and pans are being banged, but not by the media. Have you noticed? They're not all that worked up about it. And yet with all the spending, and all the regulation, and all the taxes, and all the bureaucrats, we're short personnel in the Air Tower at Reagan to make sure we're safe.
Well, Donald Trump is just giving the world a message from Australia too. I heard the panic all day. He's crazy. He's an economic lunatic. He started a tariff war. And we're told could send China into an economic crisis, destroy Canada, rock Europe, and maybe even push Australia into a real recession. And that's exactly what Trump wants the world to think. So now I want to show you what's really happening and how it's already working for Trump. But also how it might even work for us despite this. Trump of the weekend hit Canada and Mexico with 25% tariffs. That's an extra tax on almost all their imports to America. He slapped 10% tariffs on China as well, and said the European Union would be next. He told Americans this morning, well, sure, this might hurt them as well, make their imports more expensive, and it would be worth it. We may have short-term some little pain, and people understand that, but long-term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world.
Security
We're in
chief,
deficit
new
with
arrivals.
almost
Could have
every
used you
country,
sooner,
not every
but
country.
welcome just the same.
And we're going to
I'm
change
in the
it.
mansion.
It's been unfair. That's why we owe $36 billion.
Intact.
We have
Most
deficits
everyone else
for everybody. We help everybody. We've been
You got
helping
eyes.
everybody for years.
Look,
And to be honest,
you
I
need to
don't
get
think
this
they
situation
appreciate
under
it.
control ASAP. Be ready for anything.
He wants the world to stop. That's very important to them. The West. China's been stealing American technology and flooding with Mexico doing next to nothing to stop millions of Americans cross-border to the US. Mexico, China, and Canada not cracking down on the fentanyl that's flooding into the US.
We lost contact with 3 of our scientists
Fentanyl
in
has
town
killed
trying to stop the
this
outbreak.
year at least
Find them and
200,000
bring them
people.
home. We
It's
need brain
pouring
power
in
as
from
much as
China
firepower.
through Mexico and Canada, and they've got to stop it. And if they don't stop it, the tariffs are going to get worse, a lot worse. Now,
Fuck you, Max Armor.
That's really happening. I can tell you that. Because they've really taken advantage of us. And, you know, we have over a $300 billion deficit. They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm products. They take almost nothing. And we take everything from them billions of cars.
If
tremendous
you
amount
me
of
with a good
farm
time,
products.
you damn
The
well
UK
better
is way out of
deliver.
line. And we'll say the UK, but European Union is really out of line. UK is out of line, but I'm sure that one, I think that one can be worked out.
I
But
can get
the
creative.
European Union
By
is
creative, I mean destructive.
an atrocity. Which leaves aside some of the exaggeration.
About fucking time someone dealt me a winning hand.
The kid.
China is a scary one. America's a toothless giant. It's China that's getting stronger. It's China that's fixing its muscles. It's China that's bullying countries, bullying Australia, which does now, and getting Now Trump wants America to be forgiven. He's reminding the world America under his is again the top dog. We don't treat it right, give it thanks, give it punish. And by the way, instant results. Last weekend was Trump China and Mexico and Canada with these tariffs. He also sent his Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, to Panama to tell its president stop cozying up to China. Stop letting China get its companies involved in the Panama Canal, the canal that the US built and which is so crucial to US trade. Well, hello, Panama's president folded. He said yesterday he wouldn't now renew amnesty to China next year to join its Belt and Road Initiative. He's been part of it, but now he might be able to ways to scrap it even earlier if he could. When did you last see a world leader jump like that for an American president? And I'll point out that keeping China's hands off the Panama Canal is critical for Australia too. We cannot have China controlling even more of the world's shipping lanes that actually help supplies through. Now with Canada, it's not clear now what it must actually do to get Trump to lift these sanctions. It really can hurt. Trump is complaining about fentanyl coming over its border, a shocking drug which Canada's had the third left-wing Prime Minister decriminalised, can you believe? Trump also complains about Canada's big trade surplus with the US. It even said
it's tough to navigate the Becky Rich situation was really hard to navigate. And, you know, I wouldn't have gotten drunk and then made decisions. No, that would have been stupid. I wouldn't have done that, but it would have been nice to have a little break from reality, you know.
Do you think you navigated it better and made better decisions because you were sober the whole month, or do you think being able to relax at night and then come in fresh in the morning, do you think, which would have been better for making decisions?
I think if I was able to drink, I would have made better decisions. I think it would have been easier to go instead have a little vacation, look at the crash, make a right call.
Population? Well, less than yesterday.
$31.
Never been so glad to see back on the ride. Hell, lucky I'm still in one piece.
Thank you, Alexander. I appreciate it.
I need you to look for survivors. Subdue any threats. Help me save this town. Copy.
Like, even though I'm like at work, right? Not watching shows, not thinking about what's going on. But I just didn't get it. Bird knows I'm not here. I'm thinking about
almost definitely. It is what they're. Why do you think? Why do you not enjoy it? I won't be here exactly why. Grandfather died. His oldest father died of cancer, but he had severe problems with alcoholism. He had $20. I can't get my disc order. Why did you get that? You don't.
Listen, messages from you guys.
Oh, nice boy. Last thing you need in combat is uncertainty. But here I am again.
Right, you verify. Then you click the link in the description.
Wow. I felt like this when I earned my jump wings.
It's about a verification process. This is a member of, Rewind.
Not do it, boss. I'm not getting any younger, but I could be getting better.
And then all the rules of all of the channels that you're
got the hardware. God knows I got the training.
You're handling this
right. So look, it's not broken. You just need to click the button, claim rules, and then it'll verify for you.
Yeah. Somebody asked me on Twitter today, they couldn't figure that out. Like, you just press the button.
It's one button, it takes about 6 minutes to verify.
You get back to why we drink. You see what I look like? I'm over here every job. I'm someone like, man, I look sick. Like, I don't look healthy at all. It's like, it's from addiction. When I get into a video game that I really like,
do your worst. I'm range and trained to fire pretty much
Luckily for me, very few games can do that to me. But like, if
Even Comrade Kalashnikov never dreamed of a gun like this.
Roll for like, I want Zaxby's chicken dinners, and I'll eat Zaxby's chicken dinners 6 days a week. You see my beard is still dyed from that fucking hot sauce, by the way? I cannot scrub this off.
Here's my issue for Boogie TV. Go ahead, hot sauce. I've seen kind of addicted. No, it's like, it's not.
I mean, chemically, but it's not the same. Like alcohol changes you. Alcohol will kill you. I bet you take effects the rest of your life, it probably will kill you. Probably. Like, alcohol fucks with your liver, fucks with your kidneys, your body has to process it.
Look at it. $44. 9 cents.
Max Armor.
It does, but it also has some health benefits in small doses. But it depends how much you're drinking. Are you like drinking like fucking, you're like wasted? Like if you're doing blade sitting, that's definitely bad. But if you're casually like, you know, having a, sorry, I'm already slurring words, good lord. If you're having like
super jetted $20, I didn't look. I don't look like. Grant, I understand I'm not, but like, I don't look up to really sick. It bothers me.
Sorry, no group discounts.
Also, keep smoking while drinking. Also,
I appreciate it.
I've never circumvented anybody with light. I did one time. It was before he was doing fucking drinks.
If you're drinking like 3 or 4 drinks, drinking a couple times a week, that's not.
Here's the thing, right? Like some people are addicted. Like they always say, don't smoke crack. You should smoke crack one time and you're gonna you know, like, let's take chemical addiction out. Let's just take like mental addiction, like addiction to like thrills. Like I watched a video the other day of a guy who's addicted to gambling. And what he did is he had $1,000 on like 2 separate like Capital One cards, and he went to Apple and bought an iPad. And he took that iPad and he pawned it for $300. And he took that $300 to the casino and played roulette 3 times. He lost all 3 times. And now he owes $1,000 plus 30% interest on cards. He has to pay $300 in the pawn shop to get the shit back. Like what?
And what he's talking about is if you click on his name in Discord, he's not fucking
Max Ammo.
I love that. I love that Bob was able to create this system for us. I mean, no one else has this system. Like, it was self-coded by us.
Sorry to interrupt your miserable shit-sucking existence.
Personality, and I have alcoholism in my family. My grandfather's alcoholic, my dad is an alcoholic, my grandfather, mother's side was an alcoholic. And well, I don't possess the weakness.
Well, let me say that I avoided alcohol the entirety of my life because I'm the son of an alcoholic and the son of a pill addict. And I'm now in the golden ages of Twilight. I'm close to senior citizen, boys. I'm going to drink up.
I feel like if you're a person that drinks every day, you need to stop, right? But if you drink a couple times a week, you're fine. And I respect Wings for not ever wanting to touch alcohol. What he experienced, I respect that. And I also respect Boogie for saying, I don't even like alcohol, but I'm going to do it for this special event. You know, yeah. I see both your points of view. But is Wings of Redemption the buzzkill of this show? 100%. When Eric called in and he immediately created a problem of his mother stealing his money, that was a buzzkill moment.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you know me twice. That's it. Like, you want one right now? I want some fried chicken. I want some KFC fried chicken. That's all
I'm not gonna lie, I got fried chicken in the fridge, and I'm typically getting one more shot. I'm gonna get this fried chicken.
I want another fresh white claw. I want to shout out to the cats. I want a couple more tokes of that stick bread.
And I was afraid about the fucking food. I was we're wired different, and that food is what we thought about when we were kids. We never changed it. You probably started drinking at a young age. Got a positive feedback. I got a positive feedback about 5 when I was like 8. You know, you can open a bag of chips and eat grab a handful of chips and put it on the plate and be done with the chips for that day. Kellogg's told me I'm a family size. Like I'm in the top.
Here's the thing, and other people that drink will agree with me. If you are drinking, the last thing you want is food. Because if you have food, it's gonna fuck up your stomach. Your body's done. Now you're just. Okay. Without further ado, I think I've given everyone enough time to upgrade it. Get around this topic.
You motherfuckers in the chat. First, what you did? That's a good. That's good. That's a good tip, right? Right. They're saying I tipped too much. I live outside the booth. It's at least 7 or 8 miles from the restaurant to my house. I try to tip at least $1. We got Pretty Rude.
Max Armor.
Send more hands. We got Kane's Corner. Jet Pancake. Cash. Everybody loves Mr. Stigma. Stigma, thank you, sir. Yeah, hold on, it's getting a little more complicated now. There's constantly research. Jesus, y'all. Fuck, why is it so shitty? Why is this interface so bad? Yeah, easy. Yes.
I could get practice, but why bother? I fucking hate them.
Double point.
$49.99. No face check pancake. Your dad pregnant woman. What? Oh my god, you're gonna chip pancake give me dad. That's true, I can't read. That's the only thing I can do.
Extraction is ready when you are, Alpha.
It's a smoking hot female. At least by her it's here. It's smoking hot.
Why am I not surprised it tastes like roadkill?
Chat pancake? That's what she's saying is. Bro, that girl cheated on her husband. I'm telling you what? Right now. That's what I gotta do. Because I see her profile, you know, I obviously
why the fuck do you guys speak in Russian accents? Not cool.
Oh, I bet not. No, chip pancake if the guy looks like Wolverine. Oh, that's right. Oh my god.
Bodily harm.
Bro, you look like a good girl. You look like a girl I would take to church with me. I'm a permanent shit. She back? You're a hoe? No. That's what he said for dude his chat pancake. The dude that broke the picture see like the chat. We wanted to see my dude his chat pancake.
Spit it right back out.
We've seen him in Wolverine costume. So wait, you cheated on your dude? There's no cheating. No cheating. He is the dude, you see. Y'all roleplay too much. Y'all roleplay too much.
Tear them to pieces.
Underworld Zombie. The Guantanamo. Edge Fire. Grievous Demise. Here's what I gotta drink for. Shine! This one's shine. Shut down Agent Lee.
Sorry, Alpha. Exfil heroes need elsewhere.
Destro smacks.
Max ammo.
Cedar Ray all day. Hey, Cedar Ray all day. Peace up. Lennox. My paradoxical me. Ace of Spades. Mapsy.
Dr. Billetier.
Oh, I know this one.
My favorite egg yet. Not just book smart, but street smart.
Twisted SMF. That's why you chat and Arctic. Yep. We've never missed a mascot for this fucking channel. Like, we have to beat the cow. Oh, it's I we have to give it Becky, or is it going to be Rebecca Moo or some shit like that? Rebecca Moo. Becky Moo. Yeah, Becky was talking some shit, trying to throw in, I just laughed or whatever. She's like, I can't wait to see that bitch at fucking backhand. Oh yeah, Becky's fucked. Bro, you don't understand. Like, Brantley can fight, bro. Brantley knows combos. Like, I slap box with Brantley and she blocks shit. Like, she knows what she's doing. Like, yeah, Brantley's talked all this game. She's gonna get drunk with Becky. No, I don't. I got my suspicions. Most of the women are going to avoid Becky like the plague. No, I see that. I see Wing's theory being true, right? Because Becky is going to, like, fucking get to one knee, bow to the fucking queen, understand that fucking, Brantley is alpha, and then they'll probably get along. I can see that playing out. If that's how it plays out, yeah. Becky, you're in chat. Do you drink? Do you party? I know you party a little bit, but one thing I have a problem with, like, height when I'm dealing with people online. And then when I really see them in real life, I'm like, fuck, you're smaller than I thought you were going to be. Yeah, McJuggernuggets is like a turd that shit out once. He's so small, dude. It's weird. Yeah, like, Becky's supposed to be like 5 foot, like almost like under 5 foot or just close to it. And it's like, she's going to be so fucking tiny, but I have her pictured as like an Amazon in my head. Bro, Becky said on Queens today that I'm shorter than her. I'm like, in what world? No. What the fuck? In what world? Maybe laying down you're shorter than her. A lot of people are saying McJuggernuggets has been like clout chasing on our channels because he's like in chat and shit. And it's like, I think we're the type of content that he likes. I don't think he's really clout chasing. I think he's just like kind of into what we're doing. So yeah, me and him have had quite a few conversations in the last few months. And there's parts of the show he doesn't like, but there's most of the show he seems to really enjoy. I would like to live in a perfect world where you guys figure out how to bury the hatchet, and he's added to the local unit. It's a pipe dream, but the only way that would work is Jesse is, going to be underneath me. He's got to be underneath me. You can't lead, Jesse. I've seen you lead. You're horrible at it. Like, you have to follow me. You have to tell Jesse what to do. You have to do what I say. And, like, I don't think Jesse's that type of person. Jesse's the type of person that, like, built a crew of people where he was the boss and he controlled everything and he did everything. And then he was in that element with Brian, and Brian just took advantage of him. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, Brian fucked him bad. Yeah, which then caused us all to get fucked. Is $20. Right? So
Becky is shaped like the penguin played by Danny DeVito in Batman Returns.
No, Danny DeVito ain't got no cake. Yeah, Danny DeVito's skinnier and taller than that bitch. Twisted SMF. Joshua. Golf. Dude, thank you guys so much, dude. All of you. Yeah, thank you. Ruggs. Gavin. Of course, we know Kyrie. Tina D's life coach said, put Jesse for Milkers. That would save the show. That would save Milkers. Yeah. God, I don't know. I brought my Oh, yeah, you said like that. Are you going to drink for Kyrie or not?
See that one bedroom off? Don't let
Or
it
about
escape.
pancakes? Oh, bring the list. Yeah. Midwest Magic, something like that. I can't see the whole thing. John Sheen. Wait, I'm out. Look at this. Yeah. There's a story here. Let's bring it. Hey, let's just look at 5 places. The fuck is she wearing? That's wild. Looks like she's wearing somebody's couch. It looks like suede. I like the brown, dude. That's cute. I am gonna want to look at that ring footage. What are you talking about?
Everyone's still here? Good. We're just getting started.
Finally moved into the apartment, young. It's amazing. I just wanted to say I was in a really bad place and you guys helped. I'm just messing. I know y'all hate hearing that rolling on the floor, rolling on the floor, rolling on the floor,
Okay, I only got a few more left. Let me get through it. Hey, time, pause. This outfit. What is this? I feel like this is like you stole Psycho Mom's dress. That's the bottom line.
Walk right in. Idiots always do.
I ended up sending them back to the machine to fuck it. I mean, these things will bring that. I'm not going to shove the thing back. No, shove it.
Underworld or some shit.
Safest and fast on you. Like some poor Asian girls' fingers are bleeding.
On Wednesday, we wear big hashtag mean girls.
So wait, you mean to tell me you stopped by Yeah, I was gonna say. Wait, 251. Wait, Brian. I have no fucking clue. It's all the same sweatshop. You just pay more. Why not make them? It's like you need to watch the show first. It's like there ain't nothing you can do in this world that don't cause you. You go buy fucking fruit. You can buy an opera. You can buy whatever. One of the best places you think you can buy from is still fuzzy. I got shit. So we went shopping for underwear together. Take her out. Together, and I knew exactly where all the back girl stores were. Where all the next girl stores were. Like, another back girl for dating.
Very nice house.
Thank you.
Now that's a promotion worth saluting.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Should have hit it with like I was watching your mouth a while ago. Brantley, you drinking today too?
Of course, and I'm going to go.
Oh.
Extrovert retail. Good eyes.
I did all at once. So.
You don't think I can find a girl that will still over me for about 3 days?
My dad doesn't know. This is running top. Back home. It's only 7 there.
It looks hot as fuck. It is. Yeah, I was surprised. I finally got hot. Dog, you don't have to wear that. You really want me to? If you really want me naked, Brayley, I'll, I did it for Twitch, I'll do it for YouTube.
Guys, I did not see it. I did not see it. I've been searching for 33 fucking
I'm sure shit doing my part.
God damn, that's awkward. Yeah.
Yeah, bring it on.
Outside.
You look so beautiful.
I told her she wanted to take a shot with you. She's come on in. I don't know if you got a shot, but you know, whatever you got. Here you go.
Nobody. This is a baby shot, by the way. And nobody takes care of me. I'm the one that has to take care of everything.
This is not a baby shot. I'm this bitch passing out today. So I can play Skyrim.
When did you ever have to take care of me?
What the fuck is that? Why do you guys keep fucking saying that? Trad wife. A wife
A
is
traditional wife.
A wife is a wife. That's the point of a wife. It's just wife.
Yeah, it is weird that it has a name.
It's so
Trad
stupid. Why are we narrowing it down? It's dumb.
Is it? Because there's wives out there who fucking work every day and tell their husbands to go fuck themselves.
They're wife.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the real legends here, not Wings and Boogie.
So good.
Dude, my head's got so fat that my hat doesn't fit properly
Billy
anymore.
Superchatted
Love you.
$19.99. Shout out to Wayne.
Does he got a dong?
Also, if you eat at Raising Cane's, please switch to Zaxby's
little
like
bit
a
of-
self-respecting adult.
Yeah, Raising Cane's sucks ass. Like, Raising Cane's is one of the restaurants that has 4 fucking meals, and they're all variations of chicken tenders, and they're all fucking subpar.
You know who's fucking great is Slim Chickens.
Never had it.
Oh, so good.
$19.99. So what's the deal with Fat Camp? Any updates?
I have been looking all day yesterday for places. I found about 2 or 3. They might work. No one knows.
Why are you looking nonstop and doing, you know?
CJ Carson
Because I give
are
a
super
fuck.
chatted $20.
Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot.
IDK, what I'm doing wrong. If I upgrade to Big Pig, can I just get an invite?
Yes. Upgrade to PayPig, and I will guarantee you get into the motherfucking Discord, whatever the fuck's happening. I don't know what's happening. Because it should be easy.
Kelly's gonna dress up in her church clothes and come take all her pills for you on stream.
Becky, if you're here, you're supposed to drink. Are you going to drink? You got a shot?
Take
Something?
a shot.
As a responsible man, when these two women want to have a conversation, I'm going to leave and go pee.
Wait, what? No.
What
the hell is that?
Weed, so that'll do.
Okay, smoke a little doobie.
Oh, can we smoke on YouTube? I don't know if you can.
It's an edible, so I'll be just fine.
You can act like it's a cigarette, right?
So, Brantley, I have people telling me that I shouldn't go to Fat Camp because I should be terrified of you and I shouldn't show up without personal security.
It's just hunting, you know? it's nothing
Hey.
bad.
Okay, but they get worried. Okay, I haven't had pot in so this is going to be a first. You know?
Yeah, fat guy stream. Fat guy stream. Let's fucking eat. Let's fucking go.
All right, Becky, I gotta ask. I've always wondered, every time I see your fucking camera, what is that thing on your wall back there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a pouch. It's like a leather apothecary pouch that holds little test tubes. It's fun.
So now that you no longer,
maybe it's a wine holder, but it holds just the neck of the wine bottle.
So now that you're no longer faking Christianity, do you do spells and shit with it?
I haven't done it in a while, but I could. That's what I got it for.
I can't believe you think you're an actual witch.
The shit actually worked. So
I don't know what.
Shit doesn't fucking
I
work.
believe in God too much for that.
All right. So you say you're a witch. What's the last spell that you've cast that actually worked, Aleister Crowley?
Oh my God, not Aleister Crowley, not a fan. So I don't actually cast spells that often, but one of the last ones I did was when my cat was sick, and she was just like really sick, and I wanted her to stop throwing up, and so I cast a spell for it, and she stopped throwing up.
How does the anti-vomit cat spell work?
Microfam 22 super chatted $19.99. She had to put it on her wall because it.
Not true. Micro penis. Okay, that's what I call him. Anyway, the way it worked was I wrote out a little spell for it, and I imagined the sickness is like a black cloud moving out of her body, and opened a window and sent it out the window. It's really simple. It's gonna sound stupid here, but that's how it works.
I thought spells had like components and shit. Like you had to have like a certain level of sand on the floor, and like you had to mix it with like an eel's tongue with like.
Well, it depends on what you're making up. Yeah, sometimes you make it up.
We are going to fucking destroy you in super chats this month.
Yes.
Oh, what's the matter? Did I make you feel threatened, Keem?
Yes, you did.
That's fine. More money for everybody. So
Yes,
you should,
you
if
did.
you really kill it, you should just put more towards fat camp. Works for me.
I'm gonna pay more for Fat Camp because like we the bosses, like we the main show. We're gonna do it regardless, right? Because we big boys, right? We're not gonna cry about that. Wings and Boogie might cry about that, but me as the leader of this show, we ain't gonna cry about that. All right. But here's the other thing. This month of February 2025, we are going to shit all over whatever the fuck money you are making. I guarantee it. I promise you. Look, tonight, we already got 2K in.
Oh, great. I'm glad I helped you make more money. You're welcome.
No, you're not going to take credit for this.
No.
I will, because who lit the fire under your ass, Keem?
Yeah, because we don't normally e-bag. We don't.
need the fucking e-bag. All of you guys, every time you guys
Max armor.
Look, we spent a large portion of January
Get ready for a shotgun
building up
revelation,
the other
fuckface.
February, we will go.
Fine, but here's the thing. We set goals, and we actually give them something for their goals. What did you do? You're so full of yourself, you said it, and then you
Just like treading in dog shit. If dog shit blew your legs off.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It's already done.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, I thought Becky killed Mafia Milkers today. 250 viewers to get put out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got the looks for it.
What do you mean?
I don't know if you
I'm
could.
gonna triple push-up bra from Victoria's Secret. We'll be good. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
You know, man.
Apparently,
I'm not into
boobies can only push up so far.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, they're pretty pushed right now.
You know me, I'm not into those second hits anymore.
Came on a scale from 1 to 10. How's it theory right now?
I've been trying it 33 days.
Thanks for cutting bodies by week. Come again.
Got a one-way ticket back to base with your name on it.
You know, I'm a white Russian. Just saying.
Sticks and Cuban.
I know you're Cuban, yeah.
We're ready for exfil. I mean, really, really ready.
Pickup's inbound. Hang tight.
Too many buggies on the ground. Make some room.
Back up. Deploy chopper gunner on my location.
Makes sense that my mom was in the Korean War. Probably not. If I didn't know
We got that part of the spot. All hands on board. They're RTB.
between 5 for the woods and like in the woods.
I think we're going to end up like Sonny Bono. Have you had a close call? Well, a ditch is like regular. If you're not in the ditch, you're not in the ditch. Yeah, it's just proper.
They had like, they were, I guess he was going like around the first person and literally ran into a ditch and had to go to the hospital for broken ribs, a hurt head, like all this shit.
Sucks to be them. I didn't do that.
That was me twice. Oh god. Boogie, are you getting drunk tonight?
4 shots in, and I'm definitely feeling buzzed. I don't know how far I'm going. Yeah, I've never actually been drunk. This is about as buzzed as I've ever been, is right here.
I know I brought this up before, but I gotta bring it up again. I went to visit Boogie for the boxing match, and me, Boogie, and the camera, we all went out to like a gaming bar where they had ping pong or whatever.
Pinball, yeah, pinball,
right? And I made Boogie drink his first alcoholic drink, and it was like such a girly, like sugary drink.
Yeah.
And he's like, I love this. And so I took a picture with him in the drink, and I put out a tweet, and I said, this is my friend Boogie. He's been sober for like 20 years. And he's like a member of AA, and he's broken. And I made him this drink.
This site is considered cursed. Reports of paranormal phenomena go back centuries. If that is due to the presence of the Sentinel artifact, proceed with caution.
Well, I've got a magic amulet and a shitload of bullets. Possibly go wrong. Yes, I still got it.
Thanks so much for going on campaign today, boss man. Hoping this out.
That's right, lads. Put your backs into it.
This celebration.
Our quarry lies beyond these so-called doors of nowhere. So it does sound bad.
You are retarded.
As sure as my name's Sir Archibald Thornton Smythe, a shiny head is the lighter who finds that door first.
That transmission emanated from the obscure Saltilium. I believe the amulet somehow channeled
I don't know
from the past.
The ex took it with him when he left. I could go get them though. This edible's not gonna hit for a while, so.
And dark. If there ain't any better ideas, I got my ears on.
It's like 12 minutes away, so.
Hurry up, Becky. We'll see you in 24 minutes.
You gotta drink so much you cry tonight. Don't let her back in. Period. Okay.
Throwing incendiary.
Might not be wrong.
That is $20. I'm watching this for Becky G. Bring on
Big gun, little gun, I'll squeeze maximum pain from whatever you
Rob McDaniel super chatted $20. I know my LC.
I've gone from fuck this shit to cautiously optimistic.
Young based on her background. Kids are terrible. Zach Dobbins super chatted $19.99. Cheers scheme and a wing thanks to all the years of laughs. Cheers,
guys.
Fear love.
How often does Becky call Team a day? Because I get my fucking ass chewed out if Becky messages me like 3 times a week.
It's not that, it's, okay, so she'll call, of course, like there's times that she's called, but the voice message is what really gets to Dan because he has so much going on all at once, he'd rather just have a little thing but the voice message is what really gets to Dan because he has so much going on all at once, you'd rather just have a send something. But instead you a voice message and
That people send me like video message or whatever, audio message, right? They'll be like, I think we should probably go for members instead of super chats.
like
Because, like, I'm starting to think that, like, members are, like, there and they pay every month, and it's like, it's better to build up the members than it is the super chats. And, like, I don't know, what do you guys think about that? And then also, like, yeah, I think I'm going with members. I think I'm...
Gifted memberships, no. Cash cow, yes.
This is my problem. She's the host of Queens. She doesn't really have to run anything by Keith unless it's super serious. She can run that show however she wants for the most part.
But my point is, stop focusing on the members and the super chats and all that. Focus on having good, like a good show, like good content, good conversation back and forth. All that other shit that you're trying to get, which is money at the end of the day, right, will come because you have a...
But then we got all this silver, and oh my, do I have a lot of silver now. It's kind of hard to organize all of it, so I do got a lot of maples. Now, these are not worth $4,000 a piece. These are only worth about, what, $46 a piece? A little bit less. But, given the sheer amount of them, there is still a really decent chunk of money right here. Don't get me wrong. And this is a Hgge bar. This one is the 250 gram Hgge bar that I got. That's a whole demonstration of the exact price of the demonstration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But, ironically, this tiny little bar here, I did it like in a very manipulative, like good way.
Yeah, he flirted.
He's pushing the zero out of 10, 100 goals. You just exposed my whole, like, I did it like very sneaky. No one caught that but you.
Yeah, nobody even knows what this goal's for. It's just to make Becky cry. Is that what the goal's for?
And people in 30 and 100.
Security chief to new arrivals. Could have used you sooner, but welcome just the same. I'm in the mansion, command center. Injured, but intact. Most everyone else is, well, you've got eyes. Look, we need to get this situation under control ASAP. Be ready for anything. Alpha, search the area. We've got 3 Janus Science personnel missing. Their knowledge is critical to mission success, and we take care of our own.
Looks like someone wants me to blow these stinking corpses back to hell. Fresh out of warning shots.
on Rewind, one-sided. I get it. That's not fair.
Here we go. You gonna give me a gun or a swift kick in the balls?
Keep pushing. We need to find out what caused all this, even if it turns out it was us.
You are not. You are not.
Some of you maggot munchers aren't worth the squeeze of the trigger.
Double points.
If I am going to spend it, gotta be freaking. I'm not spending the
I'm gonna smell like blood for days.
Try one was hard for all of us. For real! For real. I was happy.
Oh yeah, jackpot. I'm gonna put this thing to work.
I'm so glad to be on.
I bet Strauss can turn this into a wonder weapon. Jerk me around, you're going straight in the wood chipper.
Yeah.
Bonus points.
Hate without love. But one thing.
Oh, I love that episode Link and I did. It was amazing. I loved it. I had fun. They couldn't handle me right. I need them that right now.
Oh yeah, Billy, you know you're so.
Donald Trump's psychotic meltdown and psychotic behavior is accelerating. He's making post after post on his social media, bizarre posts about January 6th insurrectionists, reposts of large retail debris. This says Donald Trump has initiated a trade war that has crashed the American economy, that is crashing global economies. And this says Donald Trump continues to threaten to invade nations. He threatens the sovereignty of Canada. He's threatening to invade Panama and Greenland. Here's what Donald Trump is reposting now on his social media. He's reposting a post from Marjorie Taylor Greene from 2 weeks ago. It's a drawing of a January 6th insurrectionist in prison. Marjorie Taylor Greene wrote, "Tomorrow, Mr. President, President at real Donald Trump will sign a significant number of January 6th pardons. Soon the nightmare of the politically weaponized government will end and the healing can begin." So why is Donald Trump reposting this right now as he started a cataclysmic trade war? Why is he posting this now? I think he's signaling to January 6th insurrectionists who he pardoned, I'm going to need your help now because I am despised and detested, and I'm going to need your back right now as I am hated right now here in the United States and abroad. So I think this is a message, in my view, that he's signaling to his extremists, to his gang, the same way authoritarians in the past have done it, and you know who I'm talking about. Then Donald Trump makes posts like this. Anybody that's against tariffs, including the Wall Street Journal and hedge funds,
Rapid Response Team Alpha, Security Chief Blanchard. I'll copy. I'm barricaded at the command center. I'm a little dinged up. I'll live. See if there's anyone left to save. Body cam's live. I'll keep eyes on it.
America is in favor of tariffs. They should never have been in favor of the tax system in 1913. The response to tariffs has been, and he puts this in all caps, fantastic. This is how this is in this position with a straight jacket right now, and
solitary psychiatric 5150 hold. We can't talk about it. This is a psycho, demented individual saying the response has been fantastic. By the way, Uber owns the Wall Street.
Two in the chest, one on the head. Spoiler, the head's all you need.
Their knowledge is critical to mission success.
Notice that
We
Donald
take
Trump
care of
has
our own.
made all these other media coverage where their media has embedded these, and now he's saying fake news, Wall Street, why this Wall Street is the definition which is inflationary.
I bet you get off on this, you sadistic wood prick. Wow. I felt like this when I earned my jump wings.
We know that he's a fraud. We know that he is a convicted felon. And so Donald Trump says,
jackpot! Who fucking are?
Let's all he's inspired right now is to unite the world against us, to isolate the United States, to unite former allies of the United States against us,
if anyone had to show up,
enemies
I'm glad it was you.
against us, and to look like the pathetic weak loser that you are. By the way, Donald Trump's meme coin, because he's out there still selling meme coins. This is no selling meme coins from the meme coins are crashing right now. Meme coins are at $17 I'm sure. Check that dollar sign in front of it. Melania coin. That's a 5%. That's basically crashed to almost $0.
Trust your box.
So many people
trusted anything since
supporters have lost their life savings with his scammy meme coins that we tried to warn you about. And as predicted, as of last night, the stock futures were a train. The Dow was down.
About fucking time someone dealt me a winning hand.
6%. 10%. Obviously, more carnage. The futures last night were 662 points. With all of these Trump's going to be great. Volatility is already especially with Trump fucking Max place in crypto, Trump's showing why people who believe crypto is scammy.
Fortunately for you, I am a patient man.
It's a good place for crypto. $2 billion was liquidated in the crypto market. This was more than the COVID crash, more than the FTX collapse. A massive record in a bad way. Bitcoin slid towards 90,000 after Trump's tariffs. But what else has Trump been focused on during this time period? Well, an individual by the name of Darren Betty, who was fired as a speechwriter by the first Trump administration when it was revealed that he had spoken at a conference by white nationalists, is now the acting Undersecretary of Diplomacy and Public Affairs in the State Department. This is somebody who said back on May 24th, 2024, so not that long ago, this is someone who's got a top leadership position at the State Department. Taiwan will inevitably belong to China. It's a matter of time. It's not worth expending any capital to prevent it. A visionary statesman will recognize this and make a deal in exchange for acknowledgement of this basic reality. Get some serious concessions on Africa and Antarctica. Big deal to be made. You have to wonder, too, though, why Donald Trump's tariffs on China were less severe than his tariffs on Mexico and Canada, by the way. You wonder what Donald Trump, by the way, we knew that Donald Trump previously had secret bank accounts in China. Remember, that was discovered after the first Trump administration. By the way, Trump's new State Department appointee in a leadership position said the following on December 7th, 2021, our staff at the Midas Touch Network, we have an impeccable research team that digs this stuff up. This is what Darren Betty said then. Imagine the whining from the globalist American empire if Putin invades, and he puts that in quotes, Ukraine. I love it when our national security bureaucrats fail. That's a Trump appointee right there. By the way, this individual spent January 6th telling various black people, including Tim Scott, to learn their place and take a knee to MAGA. This is what Darren Betty said. Tim Scott needs to learn his place and take a knee to MAGA. Black Lives Matters must take a knee to MAGA. They must learn their place. You get the point. Donald Trump, talking about Panama, talks about we will either take it back or something very powerful is going to happen. This is what he said last night, threatening to invade Panama. Play this clip.
They violated the agreement. They're not allowed to violate the agreement. China's running the Panama Canal. That was not given to China. That was given to Panama foolishly. But they violated the agreement, and we're going to take it back or something very powerful is going to happen.
Then Donald Trump whined and said Canada is very abusive to the United States of America, which literally nobody thinks other than Donald Trump and perhaps his deranged cult of MAGA followers. Psychotic individual. Play this clip.
Canada's been very abusive of the United States for many years. They don't allow our banks. Did you know that? Canada does not allow banks to go in. If you think about it, that's pretty amazing. If we have a U.S. bank, they don't allow them to go in. Canada's been very tough on oil, on energy. They don't allow our farm products in, essentially. They don't allow a lot of things in, and we allow everything to come in. It's been a one-way street. We subsidize Canada by the tune of about $200 billion a year. And for what? What do we get out of it? We don't get anything out of it. I love the people of Canada. I disagree with the leadership of Canada. And something's going to happen there. But if they want to play the game, I don't mind. We can play the game all they want. Mexico, we've had very good talks with them. And this is retaliatory. This is retaliatory to a certain extent.
The holiday season can really mess with your routine, right? If you're looking to start the new year with clarity and focus, VIA is here to help. Whether it's Sober January or CBD Awareness Month, VIA lets you experience the powerful benefits of hemp without the high. Trusted by over 500,000 happy customers, VIA is the Swiss Army knife of wellness. Their collection of THC-free products combines minor cannabinoids like CBD, CBG, and CBN with botanical supplements for targeted effects you could actually feel. So whether you want better sleep, enhanced focus, or relief from everyday stress, VIA has something for you. I've been loving their calming drops and sleep gummies. They've been a game changer for easing into relaxation after a long day. What I appreciate most about VIA is their focus on quality. Their products are organic, vegan, and crafted with care right here in the U.S. using hemp from trusted, independently owned farms. And for those looking for variety, they've got award-winning gummies and vapes, THCA flower, soothing topicals, and more. So if you're 21 and over, check out the link to VIA in our description and use the code MIDAS to get 15% off your purchase. Plus, if you're new to VIA, you'll receive a free gift of your choice. This year, enhance your everyday life with VIA's natural wellness solutions. Visit their website using our link, use the code MIDAS, M-E-I-D-A-S, for 15% off, and let them know we sent you. Take
a little pain.
Tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China, which are set to take effect at midnight tonight. Tomorrow will be Tariff Tuesday. But our North American allies are now vowing to strike back.
Fox Business reporter Lydia Hugh has more for us. Hey, Lydia. Hey, good morning, you guys. That's right. President Trump is going to to start tomorrow on our biggest trading partner. In Mexico will face a 25% tariff, with Canadian energy goods and timber coming in, and imports from China will have a 10% tariff. Some warn that these tariffs could mean higher prices for consumers, but President Trump said yesterday it will be worth it.
May have short term some little pain, and people understand that, but long term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. We have deficits with almost every country, not every country, but almost, and we're going to change it. It's been unfair.
Meanwhile, Canadian officials are calling the tariffs economic warfare.
station computer cannot access the central database while the network is down. Honestly, who built this place?
Amp unit activated.
Same man in those cells. Your old boss, Rick Dawkins. You break out Maya's brother, Nathan. Then you go hunt that asshole down.
The years inside left me with a lot of pent-up anger. Nice to have some things to get out of. Oh yeah, I'm gonna work through all this pent-up rage in no time.
Cell phones, toys, and clothing from China.
Amp unit energized. Area 1 online.
Computer. All it takes is one resentful old German, and voila!
And the Mexican
Chaos.
President Claudia Sheinbaum, she's also set to announce tariffs
I'll let
today.
y'all know when this bird is ready to fly.
And finally, China is pledging to initiate a case against the United States with the World Trade Organization. All of these countermeasures would come despite Trump's promise to increase tariffs further, retaliation against American goods. So we'll see how all of that.
We're starting to see how it's unfolding around the world. When you look
I
at
don't wish to sound ungrateful, Pick, but your timing for this rescue mission is not ideal.
Oil prices are rising. I think they're up $2 a barrel. And the VIX, which essentially is the fear index of Wall Street, is up 20%. So investors don't know what to make of this tariff business.
Yeah, that really seems to be the case. It's injecting a lot of uncertainty into the markets, and the markets never like that type of uncertainty. But I think it's also important to remind everyone why President Trump is doing this. This is about the flow of illegal migration and drugs, and he is committed to stop those two scourges on the United States, saying these tariffs will remain in place until our borders are secure and illegal drugs stop flowing into the country.
So, Lydia, what specifically does he want from these countries? He wants them to enforce the borders, close the borders, and when they do that, then he'll lift the tariffs?
That's what the White House has indicated, Ainsley. He says he wants zero deaths from fentanyl. And just in the past week, I spent time up at the Canadian border in the province of Alberta to observe for myself what Canadian officials are doing. They insist that their border on the north is closed. And Mexico, we understand, is also working with the Trump administration. So we'll see how soon they can address these issues.
It was interesting, Lydia, over the weekend, Washington State Congresswoman was on another channel. And they said, aren't the tariffs bad? And she said, when it comes to lumber, we have enough lumber. We would love to start using our forests to be the lumber supply.
You are taxing regular Americans, and we are going to fight back. And Canada is your biggest market. Canada is a bigger market for U.S. exporters than China, Japan, the UK, and France combined. For Americans, like your business people, right? The customer is always right. And your customer is really angry at you. The whole country is behind the retaliation the Prime Minister has announced. So now we are going to tax American exporters who are trying to sell us stuff. That means Americans are going to lose jobs. So this is really, it is self-mutilation. America is hurting itself. We think that it is crazy, and we're also really angry at you.
Savannah Deputy Prime Minister was really struck when Prime Minister Trudeau spoke over the weekend in the sense of betrayal that he expressed, that he had been there with the U.S. He was paraphrasing every step of the way, even in times of need. This, on that, please. And also, just more specifically, just for our viewers, just how closely linked these two nations are, particularly whether it's people or goods going back and forth across the
unit activated. Please stand by.
The Prime Minister has been great, and I have to tell you, the whole country is rallying behind him. We all feel personally hurt, and that hurt is now becoming anger. We pride ourselves on being a polite, nice country. But at the Raptors game last night, the American anthem was booed. At a Senators hockey game over the weekend, the American anthem was booed. Because we do feel like we are your friends, we're your neighbors, we are your allies, and you guys are really lucky to have us on your northern border. The fact that you have this safe, secure, friendly country on your northern border is foundational to American prosperity. and now you're slapping us in the face. I mean, the tariffs against Canada are higher than the tariffs imposed against China. What's going on here, guys?
It's Ali Vitale. I have a question for you in regards to the way that these tariffs have been put on. The Trump administration is saying that it's because they want to stem the flow of fentanyl through borders as well as illegal immigration. But in your conversations and in the conversations that these governments are having, do you have a sense of what the Canadians would even have to say to get these tariffs removed and appease the administration?
Well, thank you for the question, Ali. And the fact is, these tariffs are being imposed truly for utterly no reason. The pretext offered is the flimsiest pretext possible. Less than 1%, in fact, around 0.2% of the fentanyl that comes into the U.S. comes through the Canadian border. If border security were the issue, this could be solved in 5 minutes. We want a secure border too. We would like to stop the illegal U.S. guns that are smuggled into Canada and cause deaths on Canadian streets. And we are very happy to work together to not have asylum seekers cross in either direction. The president has also directly threatened our national sovereignty. He has said over the weekend that if we were to become the 51st state, there would be no tariffs. Canadians really are angry about that. And I do want to say, we want to be your friend. We want to be your partner. We want to be your neighbor. We're good at that. We've done it for decades and decades. But we are proud of our country. We're really proud to be Canadian. Our sovereignty is not negotiable. And if you hit us, you're going to hit us.
I do hope that Dr. Modi has been torn to pieces by this mob. Modi? Gravity Modi? I only know her by reputation. Sick gypsy.
Whatever you think of her, Peck, a lot worse.
Unit energized. Area 2 online.
To Washington State.
Thanks to you, we're accessing more files. Wait, what? That quack Modi stole my inversion warheads in a mini-sub? What is the beverage you Americans are so fond of?
During the early days, along with all of us, sharing her political analysis. She is educated steeply not in just Canadian values, but American values and the American Constitution. And so to your question of what's going on here, guys, Christy, I ask you, imposing tariffs on a friendly border nation, what do you think is going on here? What's your assessment of what's happening here?
You're the Americans, and I'm going to leave that up to you. But I do have a message for you, which is we are a great ally and partner. There is an exit ramp here. There is a win-win here. For all of our history as countries, we have been great, mutually beneficial partners and friends. Ronald Reagan famously said, "We're more than friends, we are kin." And he said that the Canada-US relationship is the best, the most mutually beneficial relationship between two countries in history. Ronald Reagan said that. He was a smart guy. He was right. But what I will also say is this isn't going to work. You know, this is a colossal act of self-mutilation where America is hurting itself. And please know that we think it is utter madness. We are not going to back down. We are really proud to be Canadian. We love our country so much. Canadians are rallying around this issue. We're going to stand up for ourselves. And, you know, I used to say we do it more in sorrow than in anger, but we're moving away from the sorrow feeling towards really being angry about this because it's so unjustified and so pointless.
And as the Wall Street Journal editorial page says, it is the dumbest trade war in history. Christia,
Let me ask you finally. I understand Canadians have all come together, and they're even coming together behind Prime Minister Trudeau, who's has been extraordinarily unpopular in the polls up to this point. I am curious, though. Is there anything more he should be doing? Is there anything more that you would do
In response,
if you were Prime Minister now in response to these tariffs?
The whole country right now is united. Everyone is rallying behind this united national response. Our Prime Minister is our Prime Minister, and we are supporting him as he stands up for Canada. If I am chosen to be leader of the Liberal Party and become Prime Minister, I will continue that fight, and I will fight really, really hard for my country.
Canadian Prime Minister candidate and former Deputy Prime Minister of Canada, Chrystia Freeland. Thank you very much. It's good to see you. Come back. I have a feeling this story isn't going away anytime soon. Thank you very much for being on this morning.
President Trump ordered tough new tariffs on America's top 3 trading partners, China, Mexico, and Canada. Its northern neighbor was hit with a 25% tariff on all exports to the U.S., except for a lower 10% rate on energy and oil. Hours later, Canada's Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, responded with a 25% levy on many American goods, solemnly saying, quote, "We didn't ask for this," unquote. Joining me now is Chrystia Freeland. She served as Canada's Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister under Trudeau until she resigned in December. Her move helped bring down Trudeau's premiership. She's now one of the front-runners to replace him in upcoming party elections. Chrystia Freeland, pleasure to have you on. So Donald Trump says, thank you. Donald Trump says that the reason he's doing this is, the ask, and this is the justification, is the fentanyl trade, the fentanyl that is coming in from Canada and Mexico. The bizarre part about this is not a lot of fentanyl comes into the United States from Canada. I mean, I think the latest numbers we have, it's 43 pounds coming out of Canada and 21,000 pounds coming out of Mexico. So what you've negotiated with Donald Trump before over the NAFTA renewal renegotiation. Why is he doing this to Canada? What is the motivation? It can't really be fentanyl.
You're absolutely right, Fareed. The pretexts are utterly ludicrous. This action is utter madness. It is a betrayal of America's closest friend, of your ally, your neighbor, your best partner in the whole world. It is an act of economic warfare, and the president was clear just this morning that it is a direct attack on our sovereignty. And I have to tell you, Fareed, Americans are going to be astonished by the Canadian response. We're hurt, for sure, because we're your friends and neighbors, but most of all, we're angry, and we are united and resolute. Canada is the true north, strong and free. We love our country, and we are united. We are strong. We're smart. We're going to fight for our country. We're going to fight for Canada, and we're going to be successful.
So let's put a little bit of substance on that. You're a much smaller economy than the United States. 75% of your exports come to the United States, whereas I think the other way around is like 12%. There's only so much you can do to retaliate with an economy that much larger than yours. So how do you do it in a way that's effective?
Well, first of all, we have more leverage.
Max Armor. Up close and very personal.
And we're your biggest customer. Doesn't take a lot of
Got the hardware. God knows I've got the training.
Our self-target. By putting tariffs
Of all the people who could have broken us out, I have to say, yours was the last fucking face I wanted to see.
And here I thought you'd been counting the days since you last saw me. Rest assured, I'm not doing this to make friends. I need you, you need me. Simple as that.
Stuck, kid. Worse than Richtofen. So everything we did to get this under control meant nothing. It's all unraveling again.
Surprised. Our former director had 6 years prods of dark ether. Personally, I have anticipated this for some time.
Peace. Fucking piss bag with wings.
Dr. Moni lost her mind. It's only fair you should too.
Max ammo. Even after all these years, I can't help but wonder if Ravnov made it out alive. Or if the director got him too.
Our Russian friend is a survivor. I am confident he's still out there, somewhere, being all dark and moody.
Now that is do-it-yourself pest control.
Stop buying them.
Will get you off the streets first. Canada. You can work online. You don't have to work together, but it's got to be a two-way street.
So you negotiate
It really boils my piss, knowing this Frankenstein shit show was financed by Uncle Sam.
With proper funding, a motivated scientist will go to any length in the name of research. Not that I have any personal experience with such matters.
Amp unit activated. Please stand by.
Word of warning, there may be some collateral damage.
Amp unit energized. Area 3 online.
And so what you are going to see, what America is going to see, what the world is going to see from Canada is total strength,
With President Trump's new tariffs on Canada's economy, it is reckless to remain so helplessly dependent on just one export market, the United States. Canada must also look to sell to other countries, and I've found just the one. It is a country that needs Canada's products, and it sells things that we benefit from buying. It's a peaceful democracy with lots of resources and famously nice people. It shares our climate, culture, and would you believe it? Their official languages are French and English, just like us. There's only one problem. This country imposes massive trade barriers on us that cost about $5,100 per person. So which country is it that we should be pursuing as our new top trading partner? Switzerland? France? No. Our new top trading partner will be Canada. But don't we already have free trade with ourselves? Nope. It's actually easier for our businesses to sell to other countries than to other Canadian provinces. Trade barriers between Canadian provinces are actually more costly than trade barriers between Canada and other nations. The result is that we now trade more with the rest of the world than we trade with ourselves. In 2023, international trade was worth 66% of our GDP, while interprovincial trade was only worth 36%. That makes no sense. Economists Robert Thomas that eliminating all interprovincial trade barriers would boost Canada's economy by as much as 7.9% and generate an economic boost of $200 billion per year, or $5,100 per person. In 2022,
I'm here with Charlie Angus, Canadian Member of Parliament. Charlie, Donald Trump has...
Dictates the hard drive gets moved during a red alert. Maya's gonna freak out when she hears that. Look to pale. We have boots on the ground who can search for the hard drive. The real finding. Interesting. There's an encrypted file in the database written by Technical Officer Anya Tanovsky. Clever minx kept a secret workshop that, quote, can be found and sold in quantity. Most would be
on Saturday nights in Canada, people are watching and defend our nation, and it's their message. I'm proud of the Prime Minister, but I'm hearing it from people on the street. I was in a coffee shop today, people were coming up to me and they said, hey, what's your play? Thing, you know, you can do your part, and don't buy nervous. He said, you talk to me, stop buying products,
my life's work. Make him pay.
Check everything we buy. So here's how it's going to go down. This is going to be very rough. But the big thing is for our clients. For example, Kentucky, number one purchaser of Kentucky spirit in Canada. And all our provinces are just pulling it off the shelves. So there, that's the first step. The auto sector, like Bowling Green, Arlington, Lansing, Toledo, the plants are going to go down in 8. I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting, I'm not threatening, but the auto sector is showing in North America. And if Donald Trump starts throwing up barriers, just-in-time delivery of important parts to American auto plants, assembly lines start to come down very quickly. And the big difference here I come. We're expecting we're in the fight for our lives. We are hunkering down. We are coming together in ways we never come together before. But we look at our American neighbors, and you're divided, you're distracted, and you don't see the punch that's coming, and that counter punch that's going to come from Canada is going to hurt heavily. We know it's going to hurt us, but we have no choice because Donald Trump says this is about the future of our nation, so we will take the body blows. My question is, our American consumers, our American voters who haven't voted to launch a war against their best friends and their best neighbors, but just because Donald Trump said so, are they going to go along with this? So this is what we're going to see in the next coming weeks.
Charlie, I often ask you this, but let me ask it right now. It feels the appropriate time to ask you, where I say, We know that Donald Trump and his team watch this YouTube channel, gets more views than CNN and MSNBC, so we know where people are watching. I want you to direct a message right now, directly to the Trump administration.
Well, Donald, you really need to understand that your decision not to take a fight with Putin, what, did you still have the guts? Your decision to go soft on China, which has been long identified as a major trading threat and a potential geopolitical menace to the future of America, you decided what, to put on Canada, you're going to go after Denmark, you're going to go after your nice Canadians. Well, nice Canadians and nice people were not. Just ask any of the Nazis that we fought in Europe. Canada is united. We love to squabble amongst ourselves. I won't deny that, Donald. We love to squabble amongst ourselves. But when you tell us that we're not going to have a future as a nation, well, guess what? The fight's coming to you. We will take whatever pressure you throw, and we will throw it back even more. We're ready for this. We're united. We know who we are as a nation, and we're proud of it. We have a legacy to protect because our uncles, our grandfathers, they went and fought all over the world so that other people would live in freedom. And we have never, unlike our friends in the United States, we have never lost a vote.
Alpha Team, this is Chief of Security Blanchard.
So you're going to take
Are
us
you
on,
a
Donald?
sight for sore eyes?
I think this
I've
fight
been holed up in a mansion since yesterday trying to organize a containment response.
But if you want to see this,
now that you're here,
we'll be there
let's
on
lock
the
down
other
that
side.
AO.
One day longer.
I'll track body cams and
One
coordinate.
day stronger. Donald, we will have no carry.
Let's talk about political leaders, the leaders of this.
Sunshine's the best disinfectant, so I let some into your skull.
Talk about that. We talk about almost war.
Be advised, we lost contact with 3 of our scientists in town trying to stop the outbreak. Bring them home. We need brain power as much as fire.
If we really are on a war footing, I've talked to many people who send me pictures of their uncles and their grandfathers, you know, who landed on the beaches in Normandy, chased the Nazis guns where we fought back. That's what I'm getting from. So when we put up this pledge for Canada, and what the pledge is, stand for our values of democracy, our values of, and we asked people to sign on. And what we've seen, just the other day, we picked up the former Conservative Prime Minister of Canada, Tim Campbell, signed on. We've got fiery premiers from across the country, legendary in Canada, signing on from across political stripes. We've got some of our most famous musicians and artists signing on. We've got thousands and thousands of people signing on. But then what's really incredible is the amount of them who are reaching out to us and saying, we get that this signing our names isn't enough. We have to take it to the streets. We're going to have to start working on it. We're talking about resistance at a level that we haven't seen since the Second World War. We know that America is the arch of democracy. We, as our Prime Minister said, you know, we fought and died along with our American brothers and sisters at the darkest moments to fight for democracy.
It might shock you
But
to
when
know
we took on
there's stuff going on that doesn't involve dealing with your petty bullshit.
and we took them on when America wasn't in the fight.
Like the jarheads
We built
used
the
to
fourth
say,
largest Air
improvise
Force
and
in the world,
overcome.
the fourth largest Navy. Our people fought in every jurisdiction on the planet. So that's who they come from. So what we see all across the political spectrum, the cultural spectrum, that's something that's never happened except perhaps in the last Great War. And it's because Donald Trump has decided that he can insult us and threaten us and tell us he's going to take away our sovereignty. Never, ever, ever going to happen. So guess what? It's going to hurt. We know it's going to hurt. But I'm telling my friends in Buffalo, I'm telling my friends in Kentucky, I'm telling my friends, get ready, because the thing is coming on. We will fight back, punch for punch, pound for pound, dollar for dollar.
Charlie, everybody in Canada needs you as a fighter. It's been an honor to introduce you to American audiences and maybe those internationally who don't know Charlie Angus. But you haven't only now become a leader in the resistance in Canada, you're looked to across the world. I know we have a lot of supporters in Europe, people from Denmark, and I'm sure you hear from a lot of them, people in Greenland, people in Scandinavian countries who are very worried about Putin, people in Poland, people in the UK, people in Germany. They're looking to you as well. So why don't you give your final message right now to the international community, and that we here in America at the Midas Touch Network stand in solidarity with peace-loving democracies across the world. Not all of us here are Trumpians. In fact, 75 million of us tried to stop this from happening. But set that aside. I want you to give your message right now to the world.
When people reach out to me from Finland, when they reach out to me from Denmark, when they reach out to me from Ireland, from the UK, from Poland, from Ukraine, they're not reaching out to me. They're reaching out to Canada because of what our flag symbolizes and our commitment to freedom, and they know that commitment. And we're in this together. And I also want to say to my friends in the United States who've been reaching out and who are, I think, shell-shocked after November 5th and are looking for leadership. And I don't know where the leadership is in the United States right now, but the leadership that we've been telling people in Canada is nobody's coming to save us. It's up to us to save ourselves. We've got to get ready. We've got to get organized. So I'm asking my friends in all these countries, start calling your representatives. Where are they to start saying, yeah, if Canada can shut off the supply of Kentucky bourbon and spirits, we should do the same. I'm asking my friends in the United States right now, you want to show solidarity to Canada? We love you. Come visit. We'll treat you like royalty. But we're not spending another dime. But we, in the United States.
Today we're going to talk about Trump learning a quick lesson in the downside of unified control government after he tried to blame a series of tragedies on Democrats. And I have 3 interviews this week. I sat down with Senator Raphael Warnock to discuss RFK's confirmation hearing and the hypocrisy of Republicans who hide behind their Christianity. I'm joined by Senator Adam Schiff to discuss Kash Patel's confirmation hearing and his unwillingness to tell the truth. And I interviewed Senator Klobuchar to discuss the willingness of Democrats to fight as Trump continues to engage in lawlessness. I'm Brian Tyler Cohen, and you're watching You're Live. So just about a week ago on this video podcast, I mentioned how the only silver lining about Republicans having unified control of government is that with Democrats out of power, they won't.
Team deathmatch. Neutralize all threats. We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Sending flashbang. Threat clear. Stun inbound.
Hostiles reclaimed the lead.
You're fucking blind.
This site is considered cursed. Reports of paranormal phenomena go back centuries. If that is due to the presence of the Sentinel artifact, proceed with caution.
Well, I've got a magic amulet and a shitload of bullets. What could possibly go wrong?
That's right, lads. Put your backs into it. Our quarry lies beyond the so-called door to nowhere, which I'll admit does sound very strange. As sure as my name's Sir Archibald Thornton Smythe, a shiny head is the lucky fighter who finds that door first.
That transmission emanated from the Obscurus Ulterior. I believe the amulet somehow channeled an echo from the past.
If he keeps doing that, he better play something useful. Why does it have to lead down? Nothing good is ever down. Easy when the target walks like mad. This better not be like Ampolina's Matryoshka dolls and give me a bunch of smaller boxes. Looks like someone wants me to blow these stinking corpses back to hell. Roll the dice, shot in the dark, more like a pain in the ass. Oh yeah, jackpot. I'm gonna put this thing to work. Culling is why I wake up in the morning. Bonus points. At least in Spec Ops, I knew what weapons I deploy with. Max armor. Well, fuck me.